Okay, so we were talking about a concurrency control. What do you mean by concurrency control? Whenever we are executing the concurrent executions, in concurrent executions or concurrent transactions, there is a chance of getting the different conflict like write write conflict, read write conflict, and write read conflict. Write read the write read or write write conflict is also called as lost update problem. The read write conflict is called as unrepeatable read problem, right? And write read conflict is called as the dirty read problem. So these are the problems are there due to concurrent execution. So for that purpose we are having one phenomena that is called as the concurrency control. And what this concurrency control do? This concurrency control will manage the simultaneous execution of transaction in a shared database to ensure the serializability. What do you mean by serializability? One example we have seen number of times. What do you mean by serial schedule? What do you mean by serial schedule? The serial schedule is nothing but this. Once T1 will get executed, once T1 will get executed, after that T2 will get executed, and after that T3 will get executed, after that T4 will get executed likewise. So you can see it is serial in nature, right? And in serial schedule is always consistent. का consistent? कारण की एक ट्रान्झॅक्शन पूर्ण झाल्याशिवाय दुसऱ्या ट्रान्झॅक्शनला चान्स मिळत नाही. Okay, that's why the serial schedule is always consistent. But when I am talking about a concurrent schedule, in concurrent schedule there is a chance that there will be a conflict or there will be an inconsistency. So to reduce that inconsistency, we are having a phenomena that is called as concurrency control. And what this concurrency control does, this concurrency control is the process of managing the simultaneous execution of transactions, managing the simultaneous executions of transaction in a shared database to ensure the serializability. Now I am saying serializability. I am not saying serializable. I am not saying serial schedule. I am saying serializable schedule. Serializable schedule आणि serial schedule मध्ये काय फरक आहे? Serial schedule means one after another. Serializable schedule means what? The concurrent schedule the concurrent schedule will get executed in a consistent way, that is called as a serializable schedule. दोघांमधला फरक कळतोय? Serial schedule and serializable schedule. Okay, so I am talking about a concurrent schedules which are serializable, and the phenomena which does that is called as the concurrency control. Now why we should do the concurrency control? Why there is a need to have the concurrency control? So these are the need. The first need is this: to enforce the isolation among the transactions. To enforce the isolation among the transactions, right? Then to ensure the consistency and to preserve the conflict, to resolve the conflict. If there is any conflict, it should get resolved. Just now I have told you. And to preserve the consistency and to enforce the isolation, right? Now to implement the concurrency control, how we are going to implement that? For that purpose we are having two ways. The first way is called as a lock based protocol, and second is called as a timestamp based protocol. It is also called as timestamp ordering protocol. Both are same. Timestamp ordering protocol, both are same. Timestamp ordering protocol. So one is nothing but a log based protocol, and another is nothing but timestamp based protocol or the timestamp ordering protocol. Okay, so these are nothing but the two protocols. These are what I can say. Um, the vast topic. Log based protocol is a separate topic that we are going to discuss, and timestamp based protocols or timestamp ordering protocol is a separate topic that we are going to discuss. But both the ways are to implement the concurrency control. So you should know why we are studying this, to resolve the concurrency issues, to resolve the conflict, to enforce the to preserve the consistency, and to enforce the isolation. These are the three purposes are there. These purposes we need to satisfy by using these two ways. Okay, so let's start. Since more 5 minutes are there, I can start up with this log based protocol. So let me start. The first one is nothing but log based protocol that we are going to start about. What do you mean by log based protocol? As the name suggests, you can see this log based protocol. What do you mean by log based? It is in a simple way. If I am having a single room, like your hostel, suppose, if I am having a single room, and that single room can be used by a single person, if suppose, right, if I am saying that I am having one room, that one room is used by only one person, right? So whenever I'll be using, I'll be putting my lock. Whenever I'll be using, I'll be putting my lock inside so that no other person can enter, right? That is the simple scenario. That is the simple example of the lock based protocol. But the locked, what do you mean by lock based protocol in the transactions? The lock generates the exclusive use of data item in the current transaction. जेव्हा जेव्हा मला कुठला डेटा आयटम वापरायचा असेल, whenever I want to use a particular data item, I will be putting my lock on that particular data item so that no other transaction can use it. For example, I am here in this particular transaction. You can see I am having two transactions, T1 and T2. Suppose now I am having two transactions, T1 and T2. So what I will do, whenever I will be reading, whenever I will be using this, I will put the lock on this. I will put the lock on this. Okay, I will put the lock on this so that this particular transaction T2 cannot use the data element A. Here also it cannot be used. Getting? So that is nothing but the lock. So to get the lock, in this the lock generates the exclusive use of data item in the current transaction. Okay, now there are two types of locks are there in log based protocol. There are two types of locks are there, or I can say not types of lock, there are two types of phases are there, not phrases. Here it is written as phrases, it is not phrases, it is phases. Phase, there are two phases are there. The first phase is called as lock acquire, and the second phase is called as lock release. Now what do you mean by lock acquire? Whenever we want to access a particular data item, it is called as lock acquire. In this example I have told you, you can see, and now I have acquired the lock. Now I have acquired the lock, means what? This particular data item I am going to use it. This particular transaction T2 cannot use it. Only this particular transaction will be using this particular data item A, right? So that is nothing but the lock acquire, right? And what do you mean by lock release? Lock release is nothing but what? Once I'll be finishing my transaction, I will release that data item. Means what? Now I will read here I will write, suppose that particular data item, and then I am going to release the lock. And once I'll be releasing the lock, now this particular transaction T2 can use it. Now once I'll be releasing this particular lock, the another transaction T2 can use that data item. Okay, that is the meaning of lock release. Okay, now apart from that, there are two types of locks are there. One is shared lock and another one is an exclusive lock. What do you mean by shared lock and what do you mean by exclusive lock? In shared lock, if I am saying in shared lock we can only read that data item. For example, if I am saying I am having transaction T1, I am having transaction T2, I am performing here read A, right? Before that, so let me first complete the theory because time is not there. So shared lock means what? Whenever I want to read the data item, I will be using shared lock. Whenever I want to write the data item, I will be using the exclusive lock. Right? Why? Because whenever I want to write the data, I cannot write the data in shared if I am applying a shared lock. Shared lock मध्ये फक्त data read करता येतो. Shared lock मध्ये data write करता येत नाही. But in exclusive lock, we can write the data as well as we can read the data. कळते? Here we can read the data, we can only read the data item. Here we can read and write the data item. Right? Now, all the data items are in a all the data items mutually exclusive manners to enforce the mutual exclusion. Whenever we are applying a exclusive lock, in exclusive lock, unless and until that particular transaction finishes, completed, it cannot be transferred to the another transaction. Right? In shared lock, any number of transaction can use the same data item. One more time I will repeat it. Whenever I will be applying the shared lock on any particular data item, so that particular data item can be read by any transactions. But in exclusive lock, it is not the case. If I am using the data item in transaction T1 and if I am using exclusive lock, then no other transaction can use the data item A unless and until I finishes or unless and until I release that lock. Understood? So these are the two types of locks are there. We will be discussing more about this in the next lecture. Hope so you people have understood whatever I have tried to tell you. Still, if you are having any doubt, you can discuss with me.